Good evening, and welcome to Edessa, the Dark Crusade. Tonight we are in Elysium, as we've been before. The seneschal is sitting, as she normally does, by herself, and she is once again writing on parchments, writing to seemingly to solve something, maybe a puzzle, something like that. But yes, she's also there to, do her normal duties of seeing if there's anyone who needs help or needs anything. Maybe there'll be someone around tonight.
She thinks that in her head. She probably does hear the door opening, and entering inside is a familiar face that she did see recently. Volotej Zura, the Nosferatu of the Russian steppes. He he enters in also clothed again in his very kind of outlandish tunic and sporting his usual look, to say the least. But interestingly, he is holding in his hand something that he did not have before. A large instrument, a lute of some kind, and he appears as he walks in. He's actually fixated on trying to tune it. It looks like been having some issues with it. And as he comes in, he looks up as he enters in fully and closes the door to see who's inside. And where's Madeline sitting?
She's sitting at a table, seemingly by herself. Alright, it is by herself. You'll notice maybe that a person you've seen before, fairly big guy. I mean, he looks as though he's like a working man. Uh, it is her ghoul. You might not know that, but he's also there, as he seems to be always. She's just sitting and looking and writing on parchments at the moment.
Oh,
She's sitting at a large table.
is she not? Has she noticed me yet, or has she looked up at all?
Uh, let's just say that, yeah, she will just look up and she'll just smile at you. Unless you do something or say something, she won't necessarily do anything. I mean, unless you come over to her, she won't really approach you. Not at this point, anyway.
Well, Voltage always as nice as he can be. He greets you with his hand, sort of from across the room. Of course, he does this and says, "Good evening, good lady."
Good evening, Milotesh. Good to see you again so soon.
He's as he begins walking over, you can see him still kind of strumming at the chord. It's looks like he's kind of relieved that finally it's tight enough to actually make a decent sound. As he approaches closer to speak with you, though, you might notice that we have someone new joining us.
Can I help you? Or are you just here to socialize?
Oh, sorry, I cut myself off. No, but I was about to say though, as you notice as he approaches closer, the loot he is holding is actually it's decently crafted. Actually, if anything, I mean, it's not like brand new, but it's looks well kept to say the least. And he waves and says, "Oh yes, I am just here. I needed a small amount of peace and quiet tonight. Is all. It's very very large city to say at least. Many people here. Never seen so many before.
Well, you did say that you lived by yourself, shall we say?
Yes,
So it makes
two
sense.
two pets. Yes, yes. But other than that, yeah, just trying to get this whole thing working again. Been meaning to try and maybe write a few more songs or poems. Hopefully, I can get some inspiration while I'm here.
Hmm. Well, I'm quite certain you will. If such things comes naturally, well, you will be able to find quite a lot of inspiration if you know where to look. But no, no, I am. She looks down. She looks up again and she says, "You know what? Give me a moment." And she begins to pack some of the things away, some of the scribbles and things she's written down. She begins to pack them away and just come, please sit.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you. Voltage grabs a chair and sits down, tries to make as little noise as he can. The chair might creak a bit with his weight, but it's enough to hold him, to say the least.
As
I,
she's put it out to the side, she just so larger city than you are used to, but else I hope that nothing is has bothered you or
oh
anything
no,
like that.
not at all. I have not met. Still, I have not met many of our kind, but it's a very very nice city. Thankfully, some of my powers of cloaking have been able to help get me around a bit more.
It
I
is
learned,
quite fortunate.
yes, it is a blessing that that's my kind may, with training, of course, look differently than our true appearance. I just sometimes wish more of them would embrace that power.
Mm.
How does Volage currently look? Like himself?
Hmm?
How
Yeah,
does he
he
currently look?
looks like the monster right here. He has basically. I'm guessing Elysium would have like a another door to get in though. If not, he probably just turned the appearance off when he walked in.
I mean, you can just conceal yourself with a cloak or something. But yeah.
Mala just looks at you and just, what do you what do you mean when you say that more? You wish that more would embrace it? What
Oh, it.
exactly?
Well, I do not believe that there is anything wrong with the appearance of us. It is just I know that some Nosferatu think that the power of the Mask of a Thousand Faces is not is they think it isn't worth using, and I do not understand why. This might just be from where I am. Some of our kind forsook the idea of doing that, of just always looking of like how we do.
Hmm.
But hmm,
That is,
this
that I can
is
agree with you with.
this is our natural form, but we must conceal it from the mortal world.
Well, you should use whatever the blood can teach you.
Yes, yes, we should. He strums just a few soft chords and says, "Perfect, I finally got it."
Madeline just
Feel free,
looks at him for the moment. Go ahead, Robbie.
feel free to bring Cold Trackers in whenever you want, Jesse.
Oh right, I assumed that he kind of moved in closely in the back and just shut the hell up. But yes, I'll make a description. So, from the back, moving a little bit more forward through the door, A much smaller man than the brute appears, um, wearing a cloak, hiding his face, cloaking it in shadows somewhat. Also hiding the fact that he could be concealing weapons. But as he enters, he knows he enters a place where Elysiums are held. Since our seneschal is here, he relinquishes the weapons he holds, and he continues putting down the hood, revealing in his way, his true nature. The permanent fangs are visible now more than they are used to. And he walks in, trying to observe who dared to enter the Elysium, who wanted to see if he could be social enough with Madeline.
Madeline gets up and just bows slightly and just, God, Trackers, it's good to see you again. Please.
Sorry.
No, she just bids him come a bit closer, and she says, well, I do not believe you have been introduced. Volatile of Clan Nosferatu. And she...
Volatile at this point, I would say, I was just going to say his back was he's seated with his back to the door, and at this point he sort of turns his head, and you see that this horridly very animalistic and bestial creature is with very large tusks coming from the protruding out of his mouth, from the bottom row of his teeth. He turns to you, kind of a very wrinkled, almost ape-like face. Very large, kind of almost paw-ish hands, trying to strum this lute. He sort of turns to see the new person that has entered inside.
Seeing upon the horrific face, I'm going to try and see if I can keep myself from looking repulsed at you. Not because I want to, but merely because you have a face that I do not expect. I will try and roll etiquettes. And what would you like, Majesty? Charisma or manipulation?
Let's go self-control etiquette, please.
Self-control. Oh, that's better. There you go. Oh, wonderful. So, although unexpecting, seeing a horrid face of a member of Clan Nosferatu, keeps a fairly straight face, and actually pushes himself to smile, and says, "Kaltrakus, I've met your brother Ivan a few nights ago. Welcome to the city."
Pleasure to meet you. He extends a very large paw-like hand, and little clumps of matted hair cover it. While he doesn't smell like you would probably expect of a Nosferatu to smell, there is a faint hint of sort of dirt and just and other things you would smell in the wild places. It's just kind of a mishmash. Maybe you can smell a hint of flowers, but you might smell a hint of dung and a very large hint of dirt.
Well, I guess Kaltrak is very happy that Auspex isn't one of his fortes. However, he does, as you reach out, he does reach out back, greets you by grabbing your wrist and your underarm instead of your hand, greeting you as a warrior.
Voltage, he smiles at this. So you met Ivan, you said?
Yes, I've met your brother a few nights ago. We came to an arrangement.
Ah, an arrangement. Well, I don't know of his affairs, so I will not ask. Of how long have you been in this city? Do you know much of it? I've been trying to get an idea of places to visit.
I understand what you're trying to say. I myself am here to meet just the same kind of person who could introduce me to others. Yet I find more newlings upon the Elysium yet.
I didn't catch some of that. What did you say?
I'm saying that only I came here to meet people. I meet you, but I'm trying to meet people that are also known to the city, while I am not here, not long here.
Okay, sorry. Bit of lag on my end. No, he just looks at us and says, I understand, I understand. Voltage, he does sort of kind of try and turn his chair a bit at this point so he can be in a more comfortable position to sit. And you do notice that he's carrying with him a decent sized and quite nice looking lute. Still trying, and you notice he tries tuning it a bit as you probably look at him.
As you continue to tone your lute, so to speak, Kaltrakas, however, moves past you forward and kneels ever so slowly before the chamberlain, the seneschal.
And she smiles and she just, oh, please, you do me too much honor. Please, stand.
He will stand. He will take that order.
So, I hope the three of you have become a bit more accustomed to the city by now.
We are trying. It is how our sister explained who was here before us. It is a city that needs to get used to, especially for people like us, because it is run by people not like us, which makes it harder to connect on some levels of humanity, so to speak.
Yes. Customs do change from city to city. That's quite understandable. Please send my good tidings and to your brother and sister. I hope to see them again soon.
I will bring them this message, and I'm sure that it will be accepted with heart warmth.
Glad to hear it. So, is there anything I can do for you, or do you perhaps just want a bit of relaxation, conversation, maybe?
I was looking to socialize and find myself under like-minded individuals.
A daunting task.
Depends on what kind of mind you would like to link.
Well, she smiles. A daunting task, I would say, since it takes quite a while to know a person, to get to know the person to determine whether or not you are indeed like-minded, but oh well.
May I ask, like-minded in what way?
Well, since our Stanisha already elaborated, there are many facets to our mind, but the facet I'd like to explore more in or find like-minded individuals in the way of it's a way of war, the way of combat, the way of the warrior, I should say.
Ah, the way of the warrior. Yeah, I would apologize, but I do not do much fighting myself.
We all
Sire,
have our task.
my sire always said I looked like I could hold my own, but truly, I want more a simple life.
Simple life. How would a simple life look like? For all I remember is the life I have right now, and it is, as I can tell you already, far from simple.
We all have our view of simplicity.
While you,
Oh,
sorry,
sorry, go ahead.
while you are chatting away, the door bursts open. A figure stumbles into the room, clutching his stomach. You don't recognize him, and he kind of basically turns around and kind of shuts the door, and he's breathing heavily, and kind of looks around the room.
Madeline gets up quite suddenly and just walks fairly fast over to him.
He's
How does the rest of the room respond? I mean, I see what Madeline does. Are there any guards here that would respond to this? Or is the Elysium non-guarded? Or is this one of the guards?
there are no guards as such. There is commonly you will have seen there is a ghoul who basically wanders around Elysium, although he's not in the room right now.
There are some servants normally, and there is Madeline's ghoul, which is at this he's also gone up. It's a fairly large man, well built, seemingly a little bit. Yeah, he gets up as well and just stands right by her side, almost instantaneously.
Yeah, basically the character is just clutching his side, and he says, "You're friends of the brothel owner, right? You've got to look after me. You've got to give me sanctuary."
What in the hell?
She goes over a bit closer and just, tell me, who are you?
He kind of so he has a purple band around his upper left arm.
She looks at him, looks back, thinks for a couple of seconds. She will just walk with him. She'll just walk with him outside. Just
He
outside.
won't want to go out. He will go outside. He'll say, "They're right out there. You can't let me out there."
Who's out there? Voltage is standing at this point.
That fucking imam and the Templars. They followed me here.
How did you know of this place?
Well, Osam told me this was where some of Orsini's friends gather.
Madeline lets out a
woman.
very, very deep sigh as she just.
So, since he spoke of the outside, is there a window where I can look out, or do I have to go past the door to see what's approaching this?
There is not any windows on the ground floor, actually, as has been
But
established.
you can go upward, I think, and look
upstairs.
down.
There's a balcony overlooking it upstairs.
Okay, then I will make my way upstairs to look at the balcony to see what's approaching.
Okay.
I would like to try that too.
Madeline will just say just before he goes up, she'll just say, "Please, we do not want them to get more curious about this place."
Then, with your permission, I would like to cloak myself in this Elysium, so I don't attract permission. I don't attract problems.
I am not the keeper, but you will have my permission. At this time, you will have my permission. She just nods at you.
The figure who's inside, actually, sorry, just quickly, will, upon looking around and upon seeing Voltage, will basically back up against the door.
I didn't.
Say,
I was trying to say I didn't. I'm still on the first floor. Sorry.
Yeah, he will basically look at you and be like, "What the fuck is that woman?" Talking to Madeline about Voltage.
Ugh. Great.
Madeline would just look at him and just say, I can explain everything. Relax. And when she says relax, she's looking into his eyes. And what is command? What is it? It's manipulation.
Leadership.
Leadership.
Difficulty 3.
Oh, and I almost forgot. I was actually about to say I was going to follow up the balcony, but right before I do that, I wanted to actually try and use Mask of 1,000 Faces. So if anyone were to see me while I'm up there, I would.
Okay.
Yes. So what would the role be for that? Would that be? I think it's like performance and something else, right?
I think it's charisma performance. Yeah.
All right. Let me get my character sheet then.
Yeah, that's the beauty of being invisible. I don't have to perform anything. I'll just need to be not there.
Manipulation performance, yeah. And you have plenty of successes.
She has...
Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, but she'll just say relax to him and look into his eyes and try to gain as much to gain his attention as much as possible.
He visibly does relax. And gives Voltage another weird look as his appearance begins to change. Or if he's doing that on the way up.
Are you changing it right in front of a human?
Whoa, I can barely... Everyone's talking over one another. I can't hear anything.
Alright. Where does Voltage do what?
Well, no, I'm waiting for this dominate roll.
It is done. She has dominated him. Yeah. But he's not... He's just relaxing. He's not going to not look at you. At the moment.
You can just walk off from him and do it while you're going upstairs. That's no problem.
Yeah, it's not a problem. There's plenty of places where you can go and not being in line of sight, so...
Right.
I think he's frozen.
Ah. Laggy?
No, he's still there.
I'm getting some lag.
Yeah, we figured.
No, like I was hearing every it was a.
Oh, you were hearing like 3 people at once.
Yeah, I still am sort of.
Right. It's okay. You can walk off. There's lots of places you can walk to, and do Mask of 1,000 Faces, without him looking at you. That is possible. Try. Maybe you can try rejoining.
Okay. Won't that end the call?
Yeah,
well.
Can you really not hear us at all?
No. I can hear you, but I'm getting everyone's voice is like repeating.
Oh, okay.
So you have an echo.
It's not an echo. It's just I can hear myself, and then I'm clearly like it's weird. I'm hearing you guys talk. Then a few moments later, I'm hearing everything play again.
Oh, weird. Well, do you think you'll be able to keep doing the scene, or?
This is really weird. It's still happening. I'm gonna try hanging up and rejoining.
Yeah, if you don't hang actual like don't stop the.
I'm not going to stop the broadcast.
I think it can sometimes still work. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, here, let me try this. No, that would end the broadcast entirely. I'm just going to.
I don't think it would end the broadcast. It would just simply mean that
Just
you
close the
rejoin.
window. Just
Yeah.
close the window and just open it again. Join it again. I've done that. Being the host, forgot and left. And
Yeah, literally just like click off
Yeah.
the. Off
No,
the
when I click hang up, it says when I click
no,
hang
no,
up,
no,
it
not,
says
no, just close the window. Just
Don't
close
hang
the
up.
entire.
Just exit entirely.
Just
All right.
close the Hangout window.